subsidy removal, and you don't have a substitution or alternative like stomach infrastructure or welfare package for the same people that you are coming up to lead. And even though I didn't hear her directly, but it was in news that the president's wife made a speech that Nigeria should not be afraid that they are not coming to loot Nigeria because they are already having money. They are billionaires or trillionaires. So people were depending on that speech. Okay, if you come up, at least if you are a rich man and you come to manage a team, you make your influence affect the people so that they will not have hope. So right now, apart from God, sir, the trend that we are seeing in our economic ecosystem does not promise any better show for anybody.
If we had a better structure, I thought I had some kind of stuff in mind to say geopolitical zones. And we had a plan that every geopolitical zone must have a power station, for example. That means we have a minimum of 6 strong power stations.
Yes. It's very important that we embrace these investors.
I think what they want to do now is to be able to make them understand that, look, going forward, it's no longer going to be business as usual. Whatever that may be happening in the past, we want to now be able to put a system in place that will checkmate, correct the ills of the past, give us a new pedestal from which to stand and operate going forward.
Officially, what we get in the country, 79% is from crude, foreign exchange, 11% is from oil, from gas, natural gas. Between the two of them is 90%.
If we are getting whatever it is we are getting from oil revenue today, you look at the oil revenue, is more than enough to take Nigeria to her next level. But at the end of the day, the processes, the leakages, and so many things that have become like an epidemic on our economy will not allow whatever we are gaining or getting from this deposit or these blessings from God to give us what we are looking for.
The coming of Brazil now this time is important. Then first they have to organize a workshop for these herders, those who rear cows. This is why it's good for you to have your cows in a particular place, and these are things you do to feed them well, and they will equally have good meat for consumption.
Hello, good to have you on the program this day. It's the economy today on KAFTAN television. And of course what we've got is that each time we come here, we don't forget to stress the fact that we want it to be that by the end of the program, there will be need for you to say that I have at least got something concerning the economic situation, though whether for personal or state purposes. But then there is a piece of an education that comes in, and this is one important thing we want to achieve here, so that at the end of the day you would have something to hold on to. This is Okechukwu Onubogo, and here on the program with me today I've got two gentlemen, I would say, people who have been here, who have been people that form the backbone of this program with me all this while, and they are both here this day. I am talking about first of all, Sampraise Itomo. Sampraise is coming in here today. As I always say, he is a man wearing so many caps, but today he's wearing the cap of an entrepreneur. And of course, not just only is he that, he is also an agripreneur. That is it. Agripreneur is still an entrepreneur. So that's what we are calling him today, and we will talk. Sam, good to have you on the program.
Thank you, Okechukwu, and wonderful audience. God bless you.
Also, I want to say that I have also got someone else that is here, the one that is the convener of the Abuja Traders and Entrepreneurs Roundtable. He's also the chairman of the Dusai Traders Association. So he is purely an entrepreneur too, coming in on the program today. Of course, we do know, I've always said it, he is a human resource manager since being the convener of that gathering. So, but today I'm just calling him an entrepreneur. We're going to talk things that have to do with entrepreneurship. I'm talking about Abdulaziz Idris. Abdul, it's good to have you on the program.
It's my pleasure
having
you here.
And just as we've got them both, I want to say that we'll move straight to what we have. The topic for today is Naira's rising value. Naira's rising value. Better life in sight? We want to find out. And these are the ones that can tell you the way it affects the people who are in the marketplaces and such places. Because without those people, we can't say that the money has any impact or any effect on us. So that is why we're saying so. And so we will talk about this. But don't forget that we normally get to have other segments in the program, talking about news beat, talking about business news, and talking about financial stories, that is money matters. We'll still try and talk about some of them, though we may not have the news beat, but then we'll go on still on the program. First of all, let us take in from the business news.
President Bola Tinubu has commended the Bank of Industry BOI for disbursing a record 636 billion naira in loans to businesses in 2025, describing the milestone as the highest annual financing volume in the institution's history. Tinubu said the performance was concrete evidence that his administration's macroeconomic reforms were strengthening development finance institutions and unlocking capital for productive sectors of the economy. A statement issued by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said the 636 billion naira was disbursed to more than 7,000 enterprises nationwide. A breakdown of the financing showed that 202 billion naira was allocated to agro-allied enterprises, while 100 billion naira went to critical national infrastructure, including broadband, power, aviation, and transportation. Manufacturing received 79 billion naira, extractive industries 77 billion naira, and services 55 billion naira. The BOI also deployed 73 billion naira in managed and matching funds on behalf of state governments and institutional partners. Moving on. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians that the dividends of his administration's renewed hope agenda will reach every state and community across the country. The president gave the assurance at the close of the second edition of the National Economic Council Conference in Abuja, where key policy decisions were taken to tackle insecurity, unemployment, and economic growth. Victoria Ayorinde reports.
The two-day conference themed Delivering Inclusive Growth and Sustainable National Development, the Renewed Hope National Development Plan, brought together governance, ministers, development partners, and private sector stakeholders. Represented by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, President Tinubu described the Renewed Hope agenda as a national commitment that requires unity of purpose, fiscal discipline, and coordinated execution across all tiers of government. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says his administration is determined to ensure that ongoing economic reforms translate into real and measurable benefits for Nigerians. Speaking at the closing section of the National Economic Council Conference at the State House in Abuja, the president emphasized that policy decisions must improve jobs, infrastructure, healthcare, education, and overall living standards.
We have reaffirmed our commitment to fiscal responsibility, economic diversification, infrastructure expansion, food security, social protection, and human capital development. More importantly, we have strengthened the mechanisms for coordination and accountability. Let me be clear, reform is not an event. It is a process. It requires courage, patience,
and consistency. The decisions we make here must translate into visible improvements in the daily lives of all Nigerians.
A major highlight of the meeting was the adoption of a non-kinetic approach to addressing insecurity. The council urged states to tackle unemployment and poverty as root causes of insecurity, aligning security strategies with economic inclusion and social protection programs.
Yes, we've discussed very well extensively on the need, to have all hands on deck in addressing these issues. These issues are mostly local to our places, and we have seen the reasons, and we've also discussed with partners, and the federal government is doing a lot of effort, and the state governments also work in collaboration, to fight this insecurity. So with the economic sustainable economic development that we are planning, we're sure that we're going to transition a lot of people from poverty, to prosperity, and that will reduce insecurity in general.
The council also called for stronger cooperative federalism, urging federal, state and local government to move beyond fragmented growth, financing towards strategic, bankable investment in agriculture, manufacturing, energy, transport, digital infrastructure and other critical sectors.
I require a system where, the states will approximate their powers, the center will approximate their power, and center should be on issues that affect all of us. For instance, foreign policy, currency, security. Those are the issues, but several other issues that are now in the exclusive list should actually go back to the federating states.
Today, the coastal road that's being built has totally, completely changed that narrative. From the coastal road to our coastline is just 5 kilometers. From that coastal road to Ondo State is maybe 15 minutes. To Edo State is 30 minutes. To Delta State is 45 minutes. You can begin to imagine the economic impact in terms of travel time, in terms of recreation on the coast, in terms of industry around that coastal road, and productivity.
The National Economic Council says sustained collaboration, disciplined implementation and inclusive growth strategies will be critical to achieving Nigeria's long-term goal of building a resilient economy and advancing towards a $1 trillion economy. Victoria Ayomide, KAFTAN TV News.
And now the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, has announced a scheduled maintenance exercise on major gas production facilities operated by Seplat Energy PLC, warning of a temporary reduction in gas supply that may affect electricity generation. In a statement issued in Abuja, NNPC Limited said Seplat Energy, a joint venture partner and key supplier of gas into the NNPC Gas Infrastructure Company Limited pipeline network, will carry out routine maintenance from February 12 to 15, 2026. According to the statement signed by the Chief Corporate Communications Officer of NNPC Limited, Andy Ode, the maintenance forms part of standard industry safety and asset integrity protocols aimed at ensuring the continued reliability, efficiency and safe operation of critical gas infrastructure. NNPC explained that periodic maintenance is essential to sustain optimal system performance, strengthen operational resilience, and minimize the risks of unplanned outages. In the meantime, NNPC Gas Marketing Limited says it is engaging alternative gas suppliers to cushion the anticipated supply gap and maintain stability across the network. In another development, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Engineer Bashir Bayo Ojulari, has called for stronger alignment of infrastructure, policy and capital across Africa to achieve lasting energy security on the continent. Ojulari made the call during a fireside chat with Andy Brown, Deputy Chair of Ørsted and President of the Energy Institute at the 2026 International Energy Week, IEW, held in London. He identified shared infrastructure, policy harmonization, coordinated investment frameworks, cross-border knowledge and technology exchange, integrated gas market development, and sustained regional diplomacy among national oil companies as critical pillars for securing Africa's energy future. Ujulari further noted that Africa must move toward aligned pricing frameworks, harmonized transit protocols, unified local content standards, and joint technical regulations to reduce investment bottlenecks and safeguard shared energy infrastructure. Away from that, the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation has intensified efforts to recover an estimated 1.5 trillion naira in outstanding debts and trapped assets from failed financial institutions. The corporation is targeting about 150 banks currently in liquidation, leveraging new enforcement powers under the NDIC Act 2023 to fast-track recoveries. Speaking at the sensitization seminar for debt recovery agents and key stakeholders, NDIC officials said the initiative is part of a broader strategy to improve depositor reimbursement, strengthen accountability in the banking system, and restore public confidence in the nation's financial sector. Director of Legal Services, Kushimu Olufemi, and Director of Asset Management, Patricia Okosun, reaffirmed the corporation's commitment to delivering measurable results. Okosun explained that the new law provides expanded powers for assets tracing, debt collection, and legal action against the debtors and culpable insiders. The seminar was designed to equip recovery agents with practical knowledge on effectively deploying these enhanced legal tools.
Thank you so much. That happens to be from the business news, and you're still part of the program. You're still in the program talking about the economy today. And we've got our topic, as I mentioned earlier, that we have a topic for today. Nigeria's rising value, and we say better life in sight. It's a question. It's really a question, though I think we didn't put out the question there. But then it's important that we need to ask, is there better life in sight? The Naira is showing signs of strength, with its value rising to 1,438 Naira per dollar in the parallel market as of February 13. That is, that's what we have today. And we're not discussing monetary policies now, please, my dear. We're still going on with the main talk. This appreciation is attributed to improved forex availability, reduce speculative pressures, and the Central Bank of Nigeria's efforts to boost liquidity and transparency in the foreign exchange market. And so we have looked at it. Normally, there are key factors that drive what has happened, as we have seen: the appreciation, the CBN's policy reforms, the improved foreign inflows, the stable oil production, and all and all and all. But what this means for Nigerians is what concerns us most, not all that big financial story, which we will still talk about it later. But that's not the major thing we want to discuss this day. And what we say is, what does this mean for Nigerians? There is cheaper imports, there is increased investment opportunities, there is reduced inflation, and all that. Then I want to also look most at this reduced inflation thing. But then I've got my guests here with whom we will talk. That's why I got people who are entrepreneurs, who understand what is happening in the marketplace and all around, and as it affects the family, the impact of this rising value of the Naira. Or is it just on the pages of newspaper that we see that? Is it really affecting the pockets of the common man? The man that I always refer to as a public interest or people's interest advocate is here. So let me ask him straight away. What do you think, Sam Praves, today about this matter, this topic?
Thank you. First of all, it's a good news, because anything that brings about the rise of your currency is what is good news. So, and based on the question he just asked, what is the leveraging effect on the commoners on the streets? That is exactly where we are going to be delving into immediately. You know why? Because there was a time, as soon as the announcement went on that fuel subsidy has been removed, and fuel price went up to 1,000 plus, and eventually started nosediving to a point right now. The last one I bought is 880 Naira. And here, Okechukwu also asked me a question on that topic. So, okay, now, the fuel has come down to average of 800 plus. But the transporters have not reflected that in their charges from commuters. So what is really happening? So also when we hear that our Naira is gaining strength in the money market, and the question also is, has it translated to our daily transactions and things like that? With my business so far, I have not seen the leverage effect as we speak. In as much as since January, the Naira have been very stable. Sometimes it tops, sometimes it tops. After some time, it retains its status.
December.
You know, yes, it retains its status for like 1 or 2 weeks. Suddenly to go up with 20 Naira, 50 Naira, and things like that. But we are praying that as it's gaining strength, we should also see it translating in our daily business life and family life and what have you. Maybe as my opening speech, I ended there at the moment.
Okay. Its appreciation has had an impact on the common man's pocket somehow. That is what we want to find out.
Yes.
We've seen food inflation coming down, easing off from 11.8% in November down to 13.12% in October. Sorry, in December. This is due to improved food supply, currency stability, and increased local production. But then, food supply, I remember that the last time I talked with you about food supply, there was something you said. Is it not because of the fact that we are in the season?
Yeah,
and
season of
when
agricultural
we get out
production.
of the season, what will happen? That is when we know whether it has really come down.
Yes, I have my indices. That's why I've just made my opening speech. So
we'll see
maybe my
about
chairman
that.
here.
Let me now ask Abdulaziz.
Yes.
Chairman of the Abuja Traders and Entrepreneurs Roundtable. You must have discussed this in your roundtable, kind of.
Yeah.
And even in the market where you also are the chairman. What impact has it made on the common man?
Yeah, thank God. We have to really admit here clearly that yes, there were a lot of impacts. Naira appreciation, falling down of cost of goods and services, food items has gradually really come down this time around. So that's one of the aspects or the impact whereby majority of Nigerians will be happy, first of all, because the common man's problem was to see that he was able to eat 3 daily
square meals. Yes, a day.
At least, even not 3, to get 2, which majority of people now miss that either the middle or the pasta.
Yes, either 101 or 110.
Because of the economy. Many people go, they sleep hungry. Some, they eat either 1 or twice in a day, which is not normal. But the issue is now, the reality on ground is that as I'm speaking to today, we notices a drastic fall down of prices on food items. So if this Naira appreciation was to go vis-a-vis with this, that means definitely it has impacted our life. Because today, bag of rice has fallen down to just 54,000 Naira to 52,000 Naira. These are most of the very good rices like Big Bulls, Optimo, and the rest, just a few to mention. So, being that rice is one of the major household products that people use so frequent. Every house you go, even the poor man house you go, you see them eating rice. The only difference with that maybe, and if you go to the big man house, they might be eating basmati. But here we are.
But then there is and there is effective garnishing of their own, differently from the poor man.
Yes, the dish will be different. But really, the oil prices has come down. The other products, even gari, that we have been buying. You know how gari skyrocketed some months back ago?
High at this stage.
So, but now it's gradually coming down. So I don't want to, because when we are looking at this Naira appreciation, majority of our people, the way they look at it, what concerns them with the dollar-Naira relationship,
exactly,
they don't look at it because that is macroeconomic level. But at microeconomic level, that's where they feel the impact, which they might not know because they don't deal in dollar. You see, dollar businesses were mainly for people that do importation and exportation, which majority of us don't do. I buy my product from Onitsha, I buy from Aba area market, I bought from Kano, I bought from Gombe, and so on and so forth. So that's why me locally, for example, within the market there, we don't look at what Naira does. But if you are educated or you are learned a bit, you know the impact, because those companies that you go and buy goods from, some of them, they have to import. If it is shoe, they have to import the leather and some other products. If it is other food items, there are some machines that they have to go and buy in India, they have to go and buy in China or US or England, which means it will affect the product here in Nigeria. When they come, they install that machine, you are the one to pay. Then you transfer it to consumers. So within this gap, consumers, producers, wholesalers, retailers, and whatever, everyone has something to gain. And in that process, you find out that if Naira appreciates, your own purchasing power gets high and better. So this is how the things correlate with each other, if I may understand it that way.
Thank you so much. It's important for us to take it that way, because just as you have said, there are questions to ask. Whatever happens to Naira is not my business. All I want is to make sure that there is food on the table. That's it. So praise. You must have had this so many times.
Yes.
And you must have talked about it. Let's talk about it with you. All right, Rada.
You know, the affliction on Nigerians has lasted unduly, too long. And they kept sedating us with where government is doing something, you know what I call the paradox, where the paradox lies is when you see the opulence at which your government officials live larger than life. And of course, just look at the reflection on the budget. The INEC want to use 1 trillion to do election of just about 250 million Nigerians. And you are talking about, so the paradox is so high. And when you hear government budgets is so large, and then the people are not feeling anything, okay, these budgets are, for instance, agriculture.
Please, I want to say something. Sorry to disturb you. Listen, you say 250 million Nigerians. We can't have it like that. We were talking about a highest thing. You talk about 50 million Nigerians, because many are not even within the age of voting. Many are not even ready to vote.
And many are even in I was even told yesterday that we have over 3.7 million Nigerians in IDP camps spread across the country. Do you see that?
So all these things they're telling you about this million. The people, the voter apathy is even a problem on its own.
And by and large, we don't even depend on that election. We don't depend on that election for who is who in Nigeria.
So all the money that they want to.
So this is what is affecting. So we are hearing the Naira is getting power, but we are not seeing it in affecting. Okay, look at our education sector. What has improved so far, sir? Sir, sometimes when we are talking about things improving, we're talking about present continuous. Between now and the next 1 year, what is the fate of the agricultural sector? It's underfunded as we speak. Educational sector, is it private schools that are even doing well now? All the government schools that are supposed to mitigate between the haves and do not are collapsing. They are comatose as we speak. So these are the factors that energize the economy of a people. The trading factor between the local and the international is the benefit is good, because most of those big industries are owned by your politicians. Look at this, your cattle you are saying. Why do you think you cannot take cattle away from the street? It's because it's the politicians that owns them. The micro industry, like the cobblers, the restaurant, and what have you, these ones are suffering because of insecurity. How many times have they stolen? You buy wheelbarrow today, it doesn't last 1 week because of insecurity. So the micro business owners, the young entrepreneurs in Nigeria are suffering as we speak. So the Naira is gaining weight, but the politicians and your government agencies are hijacking all the benefits that's supposed to trickle down to ameliorate the ground, the ground, ground root.
Suffering of the people.
Yes.
You also, from what you said, it also reminds me of the fact that Benue State is still under siege, whether anybody accepts it or not.
It is.
Because, and of course, we know that Kwara story is something else now, and this is the area from where you can get this food on a large scale that we're talking about. Yeah. Look at Niger State too. Niger State, and sometimes I wonder, I say, what is even happening in this country? These states that are the major food producers, how can people in authority keep quiet? And a lot of this evil is happening in these states, and we are told we are doing something. We need to not just hear you say you're doing something. We also need to see the something you're doing.
Action, yeah.
Because they still keep kidnapping people from Niger State. They still keep kidnapping people from Benue State. And these are the ones that will farm. I was discussing with someone yesterday, and he said, 2 days ago, and he said, look, what has to do with farmlands and farming is that if you go to some areas now, you will not find the people who will farm. They've all run away from their places because of the terrorist attack. They have all run away. So and I was wondering, if it has got to this level, that means very soon we will not even find the people who farm any longer.
Of course.
And so definitely the price will start going.
First-hand experience. Do you know? First-hand experience.
Of course, yes, I remember.
My farm in Buari, you have labor cost in Buari very high. And a lot of times you will even hardly see somebody that will even agree to go to the farm. And you are paying exorbitantly.
Why is it so?
Compared to my industry here in Maitama here. You have cheaper labor here in Maitama than in Buari. Which is a agricultural area.
It's a suburb, yeah.
When Bago took over as governor of Niger State, he actually started tackling this insecurity very well. At a point, he just relaxed his effort. Don't look at Alias in Benue State. His own, I think, the politics of the day has just blocked his mouth. Yes, blocked his mouth. So these are the things. The insecurity in Benue is still very high. Niger State is still very high. And we are talking about availability of food product. Availability of food product can just be what we call seasonal stuff. You know why? Yeah. Because government policy on our Ministry of Agri has not improved. They are under sponsored, under budgeted, and what have you. And then the private sector that are into agriculture in these states are not being encouraged.
Even
no
so,
NGOs.
Even so in Plateau State.
Yes, no NGOs are coming up to say, let's ameliorate the situation. What are you capable of doing in agriculture? Let's assist you, even if the bowl or whatever, something like solar, workers can charge that. There are some benefits that makes agriculture to thrive. So food production should have been giving precedence to telling us, okay, yam is this, yam is that, gari is this. It's true, those things are all seasonal. You know why? The factors that will ameliorate the situation, the crisis there is not yet addressed. If you have over 3 million Nigerian youths in IDP camps, our women, farmers in IDP camps, so what is the hope of all these things?
Then we also ask again, where are these IDP camps? If IDP camps, if there are some farmlands around them, why not encourage them to start farming there?
Hussein asked the present minister for humanitarian, Benedict. He was asked, what are you doing to protect these IDP camps, and do you have their biodata at hand so that some philanthropists can easily access them? He said it's not possible to have all of their biodatas. You know why? Because as we are tackling one another, one is happening. So what is the security guarantee for those also in IDP? Because we heard that most of the girls there are being raped anyhow, and the invaders are still entering there and doing, maybe you manage to have a little touchlight phone. That touchlight phone may be stolen from you somehow like ghost activities, and so much insecurity, even in the IDP camp. And many are dying without food, malnourished. And you are telling us that this man, Benedict, told us that both World Bank, IMF are among the sponsors, apart from federal government budget. So he was asked, okay, how much has government budgeted for you? Because he just resumed, I think, in November last year, as Minister of Humanitarian Services. He said he will not say it. okay, apart from World Bank, IMF, and other philanthropists are giving to you to assist the work, what was the budget of federal government on humanitarian services concerning this IDP camp? You say you wouldn't say anything about that. So all those things, it's really, really, you know, ambiguous for me to conceive.
It's very demoralizing.
Okay,
yes.
it is. It is.
From that kind of person.
If you look at the fact that, because this rising value of Naira, any impact it has had on the populace, you know, if you look again, you see, the number of people in the IDP camps seems to be growing
by the day. Yes.
The facilities in these IDP camps seem to be deteriorating by the day.
Yes.
You see the gap now, the growth in the number and the deterioration in the facility. And anyway, what are even the facilities? They don't even have good enough facilities. So very soon, what this means is that very soon, in addition to the fact that they are, just as he mentioned, highly malnourished in these IDP
they just die anyhow. You just wake up, 3 people are dead.
Now, and nothing is, no serious look is being, no serious care is being taken of those people in these IDP camps, since it's what you could call a survival camp. Soon it will turn from being a survival camp to a death camp.
Of course.
Because
is it soon or is already a death camp? Because medicals, zero.
They don't have.
It's occasional.
There is no hospital in any of those places. The medical practitioners come in once in a while just to.
Apart from what UNDP is doing in some of them, like in Borno State and some other states, UNDP have their clinical services, you know, going rounds. But how much can they achieve?
Very little.
That is why. So, and then you are appointing Minister for Humanitarian Services, and he does not have facts. He cannot even tell us.
That's one of the irony of Nigerians appointees.
You know, one of them even told him, he said, your predecessors, because we are taking it easy with you because you are just resuming. Your predecessors use that ministry as a way of enriching themselves, and we have evidence. So why is it that each time, and Benedict said, he said they categorize them in 2 sections. One is those poorest of the poor. So because they have a data where if World Bank comes in, say, okay, the sufferers in Nigeria, these are their benefits. They have stipends to give. You say, what have you done with it? Because one of them said, me, I've not seen anything. And from my village, I've not had anybody that said, yes, they brought something, even if not 1,000. You say, no, say they are categorizing to 2. Say there is the poorest of the poor. You know, those ones receive stipends.
And then ask people to go and write their names in the group of forest of the
use it to advertise.
You think I will go and write my name in that kind of place? You know, I mean, you're trying to dehumanize
me, of course.
Even those who write their name, majority of them, that endowment doesn't reach to them.
They don't still see it. They use that bio to, you know, impress the international community, the donor agencies.
So
that's just what is going on. It's merchandising. So most of the government agencies that are meant to ameliorate poverty is already like whatever comes in there, they share it among the stakeholders, and that's all.
It's a slush fund.
We hate our citizens.
Let me ask you, Abdulaziz. You have seen them. You keep seeing them on a constant note. What is it like with these very poor people who are traders, who are people who try to come on a daily basis to
survival
do something
basis
to make
market on the table,
survival.
on the basket.
Yes, you know, collect something.
Some cannot even afford shop in the market there.
Of course, many cannot afford. Such people, what is it like? Their lives, is it getting any better now? Because that's what we're asking for. Asking of, rather.
Yeah, this is a very important question you asked. You see, on daily basis, what we notice in markets and trading places that we have in Nigeria, we have the talents. We have, in fact, even the skills is there. You understand? You find out young entrepreneurs, you see them with the skill, but they lack either capital or they lack a space where they can be able to put that talent into a product. Work, you understand? So what we do, normally we encourage them. We tell them, you need to start from the scratch, for example. Don't rely, say, government will do anything for you. Now we are just talking about the IDP camps, you understand? So beyond IDP camps, there are so many women that have a good heart, that they come within areas of market, they will be begging. We used to tell them, no, Madam, don't beg. Take 10,000, take 20,000, go buy ogu leaves, go buy bomo, go and come on the floor of market, sell it and gain something so that you can buy bread and feed your children instead of begging. You understand? So the life of Nigerians today, you see, the level of improvement, I don't want to say here this is percentage or whatever, but really Nigerians have begun to develop even within themselves to fend for themselves instead of thinking that, because they now come to understand that government cannot do it alone, or government were somewhere somehow incapacitated. So the best thing for everyone is to fend for himself. So in that way, that's why you see that people are coming up with their ideas and they develop that ideas into reality to make a product. You understand?
Yes.
Now, if we are talking about, for example, when we are talking about Naira value appreciation and whatever, how a common man can determine that there's an improvement in him? There are so many factors that really matters here. But one thing is, it's not by you just sitting down, either at home or just at what you call Majalisa, that kind of area where you just sit down and be talking nonsense, gossiping about this one and that one. No.
Market squares or village squares.
That's it. That doesn't pay at all. People are now understanding. Yes. So go and get A, add B and C, and produce E.
D and E rather, yes.
Yeah, so that's what people are going on with their life today. Because they now realize that, yes, we can't just fold our arms and be thinking that government is going to do everything for us today and tomorrow.
Mr.
We
Chairman,
have to do everything together.
Now that the question occurred to me, Mr. Chairman, we are talking about the grassroots, you know, and the effect of the scourge. There's an area that concerns me so much, I think about so much. It happens a lot here within this Maitama axis or in Wuse market and what have you. Task force.
Task force, yeah.
Yes. They harass these ones, hijack your, possibly you got a small loan of 20,000 to go and buy banana and you come out and task force hijack. I don't know what are your union doing about all that.
Yes, you raise a very important issue here. I won't look at it as question because it's something that we have been experiencing for quite a long time. Tax force issue here in especially FCT. Let me not talk about other places.
Yes, FCT.
I have seen it in Lagos. I have seen it in so many other places. But Lagos, FCT here in particular, we have multiple organizations coming, right from area council, other even private organizations, then later maybe environmental, and so many other ones that they will come and say, pay tax, pay this, pay the tax.
The taxing is too much.
It's multiple tax, and on a common man, a lady having just
somebody you have not helped in any way.
50,000 naira selling ogu,
and you collect it from
and you collect all the ogu and say he has to pay. He has to pay tax.
Pay this, you pay this, you pay the local government tax, environmental tax, and the union tax. There are plenty.
We are really working on that, you understand? Because, for example, within the market, nowadays when they come, we don't allow them to go directly and harass anybody.
Okay, very good.
We have put in measures whereby any, either from area council or from wherever, when they come, they have to meet
the union
first.
That serves as an umbrella for that area.
Good. We need to know what are these tax? What the money they are collecting is
what is it for? Who?
What is it for? Is it something that will benefit the market? Will benefit the traders around, or not? You understand? So even and from where they are, not just anybody just wake up and just come put say tax force. For example, around Dusi and Lodge market, if you come, you park your car. Before you come back, you enter market. Before you come back, you find out that your tires were changed.
Has been changed.
Oh my God!
Who changed that tires? It's not from area council. It's not from the market union. It's not from the market management. Then from where do these come? You understand? We not begin to ask because our customers are being harassed.
Yes, and they will stop coming.
Yes, because when your customer, when they change your customer, he pay money. Next tomorrow he'll be scared to come to your market.
Can't come there.
He will go somewhere else.
He will not want to come again.
So that's what we have to fight that. We have to go to the root.
Market will go
to the root of that problem. We got it. We got the problem. We go to the root. Now we say, okay, unless somebody park wrongly or improperly, that was when maybe the task force or to change the tires or whatever will come up here. But if not, we do not allow it.
Yes.
That's why we now say, okay, we demarcate an areas whereby customers will park. The only thing you need to do was you pay 100 naira,
which is good.
There are people looking within that area. Nobody will come and pick your car, because we have been every month before we have to get a report of 1 or 2 car theft. Somebody will just enter market trying to do shopping, before come back his car. There's a lady who, he has finished buying everything. I can remember last thing, it happens 2 years ago. He finished buying her monthly provision. Pull the boot of her car. He just, after he came, he wanted to even drive. He now saw sugarcane man pushing on barrow. He said, he want to buy sugarcane. He come, lock her car, follow that sugarcane man into the market. Before she came, because of sugarcane, her car, her things, everything was hundreds of thousands that he bought, everything gone.
Oh, no.
So what we did was, now, you see, we are trying to throw one stone and kill 2 birds.
Yes.
The car theft and also that tax force chaining vehicles of people, you understand, harassing customers, we put measures. We now say, okay, this is a place you can park. Pay 100 naira, drop your number with those guys. We employ people. They're around,
which is good.
Even if you come, you want to park improperly or improperly, they will advise you.
Direct you.
I say, okay, this is the place you should park. But if you park there, any other consequences, don't blame anybody.
Yes, it's at your risk.
Yes,
at owner's risk.
At owner's risk.
Yes.
So with that, we stop that one. Internally, as we are speaking now, the union, what we did was, we said, okay, any organization coming either from area council or from state, when they come, they have to meet the union, and they do understand that. So anytime they come, we don't allow it, because before, if you can now see that inside market, they'll come and harass people, carry their goods. A lady or a man just having less than 100,000 capital, you ask him to pay 20,000 naira as a levy or whatever, which is not. How do you expect business to survive and grow?
It's just coming to
Yes, so, but we stop it really.
Okay.
We are stopping that one.
There is this other one, after which maybe we will now take a break and take something else. There is this other one that is the ones I see on the road, like in the FCT region, mainly in the, I've seen them in area 11, seen them just around there, that they are carrying granules, boiled granules to sell, or buns or things like that. And these other young men will say they are members of the task force, they'll be in their vehicles, they'll be monitoring, maybe they see them, they will
trailing them like lion and victims.
They come down, move in diverse ways, and just go and
submerge them within.
I keep bothering, because in most cases these people are too poor to follow you, number one.
Yes.
Too weak to run after you, number two.
And even resist you.
Too uninformed to even make any request of getting back their product. And these people that call themselves task force members will carry that thing to the office and distribute it among themselves and eat it. And it goes like that.
It's true.
Please.
That's mostly here in FCTV. People doing that on the environmental.
Environmental
task force. Because what the liberation was that hawking of any kind is not allowed within the premises, or within the city.
Yes.
Why you are not providing for the poor?
That's the value. You are not providing properly for the poor.
They are the same one as your cook, as your drivers, as your cleaners. And they have children in school. They can't pay house rent. So some of the strength of the women, the wife, they just go and sell banana to support. How much are the less privileged
we
are
will
being
now
paid?
take that break, as I said, and then we'll look at some of the things that have to do with the money market and the foreign exchange, the FX market. So let's look at what we have looking at the money market. Oh yes. we look at the fact that there is an extension of money and the impact on the people as a whole. And definitely there is this story that the foreign exchange inflows into Nigeria strengthened in January 2026, rising by 7% month-on-month to 3.0 billion naira, driven largely by increased participation of foreign portfolio investors, that is FPIs, according to data released by FMDQ. The improvement marks the second consecutive month of recovery in FX supply and reinforces the gradual rebound in market liquidity observed since December 2025. A development expected to support stability in the foreign exchange and ease volatility in the Naira. Analysts attributed the stronger inflows to renewed offshore investor appetite for Nigerian assets, supported by the country's still elevated interest rate environment, which continues to provide attractive yields compared to global peers. Data shows that foreign portfolio inflows more than doubled during the month, jumping by 151% month-on-month to $1.6 billion. A breakdown of the figures revealed that the bulk of the inflows was concentrated in Nigeria's fixed income market, which absorbed about 98% of total portfolio investments for the month, equivalent to roughly $1.5 billion. The equities market, however, attracted a much smaller portion of the inflows, receiving $38.7 million. In addition, inflows from other international corporates also improved significantly, further supporting market liquidity. This segment rose by 83% month-on-month to $155.4 million. Despite the overall improvement, foreign direct investment (FDI) remained weak, highlighting continued caution among long-term investors. FDI inflows edged up marginally by $2 million to $50.3 million. On the domestic side, increased foreign participation reduced the need for intervention by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. The FX price contribution to FX supply dropped sharply to $34 million compared with $654 million recorded in the previous month. Meanwhile, exports remained the largest source of domestic FX supply despite a decline. Exporters' inflows fell percent month-on-month to $582 million. Similarly, FX inflows from local individuals declined significantly by 39% to $168.7 million. However, non-bank corporates recorded a modest improvement, posting a 2.4% month-on-month increase to $430.4 million, accounting for about 14% of total FX inflows in January. Overall, the data indicates that Nigeria's FX supply remains increasingly dependent on offshore inflows, reflecting strong foreign investor appetite for domestic high yields, domestic financial assets rather, driven by high yields and improved confidence in FX market operations. Market watchers said the trend reinforces expectations of a gradual easing in monetary policy, which could help preserve Nigeria's attractiveness as an investment destination while sustaining foreign participation in fixed income markets. Then looking at what we have in the FX market, really the NGX, we'll now look at this. The Nigerian equities market sustained its upward march on Thursday as gains in energy and commodity stocks lifted key performance indicators, despite a notable slowdown in trading activity. At the close of trading, the Nigerian Exchange NGX All-Share Index rose by 0.25% to settle at 178,625.63 points. reinforcing the market's bullish tone for the week. Market capitalization mirrored the advance, appreciating by 283.24 billion naira to close at 114.66 trillion naira, reflecting renewed investor appetite for select large and mid-cap stocks. Market breadth remained positive with 45 advancing stocks outpacing 35 decliners, and indication that buying interest was moderately broad-based across counters. Energy heavyweight Seplat Energy PLC led the gainers chart, buoyed by strong demand in the oil and gas space. It was followed by Deep Capital Management and Trust PLC, RT Briscoe PLC, Zico Holdings PLC, and Dow Communications PLC, all of which recorded significant price appreciation amid renewed speculative and strategic position. On the flip side, Nigerian Aviation Handling Company PLC, NACO, topped the losers table, pressured by profit-taking. Abbey Mortgage Bank PLC, Etana PLC, May and Baker Nigeria PLC, as well as EcoBank Transnational Incorporated also recorded notable declines as investors trimmed positions in select counters. Sectoral performance painted a mixed picture. The oil and gas index emerged as the clear outperformer, surging 4.64% on the back of strong buying interest in upstream and downstream players. The commodity index followed with a 3.14% gain, reflecting sustained interest in agro-allied and resource-based stocks. Well, that is what we will do and how we will wrap it up for the stock matters today. And I want to thank you that you've been part of it. We'll still continue about to conclude with our discussion on the program today. And our topic still remains the same. Looking at that topic again, what you see is the rising value of Naira, Naira's rising value. And we'll look, and we have been looking at it to see how it has affected the purses or pockets of the common man, how it has gone, and that is what we've been talking about. Well, we'll be concluding because we don't have time any further talk. I want to thank Abdulaziz for coming onto the program. Abdulaziz Idris is the chairman, Abuja, the convener of the Abuja Traders and Entrepreneurs Roundtable and the chairman of the Abuja Alaji Traders Association. Thanks, and please do come again, sir.
Thank you very much.
Right.
It's my pleasure.
And the human interest advocate, entrepreneur, and a whole lot more put together, a spiritual father, talking about some praise. It's a pleasure having you on the program today.
Yeah, pleasure is mine. Wonderful audience.
Please come again some other time. And thanks to Habib. This time I wouldn't forget Habib Okunola. I want to thank you. I also want to thank Gani for being part of what that has happened today. Thanks to Bright Chukwuebuwe, as well as so many other fellows with whom we have worked today. I want to thank all of you, Sam, Omaji, and all. Victor Chizea, thank you so much. Lisa Kinjabula, thank you. This is Okechukwu Onobobo saying, may the very best happen to us